While I'm on vacation, I had something that I wanted to show you. Alright, if you've watched my channel for a while, you know of Amethyst. Amethyst was my original Animal Crossing island. I love that island. I regret getting rid of that island, but I only had one Switch, and I just needed something new, right? All right, so I came here. By the way, I'm recording the audio later. I just kind of did the tour. Later, I'm doing the audio, just so you know. I don't want to throw anybody here, but I'm checking this for a purpose, and I will get back to the purpose in a few minutes. All right? All right, now on with a brief tour. We had this really nice walkway. Water was supposed to be coming from the top, dropping down and going to the left, but I can't really do that in Animal Crossing, right? So I just pretended like I could. But here is the map. You will see that my villagers are kind of spread out in the whole lower left area. My house was in the upper left, which actually created quite a problem. And I will explain that a little bit later. All right, the other things I want to point out are the pathing. I used a lot of the same pathing. I used bricks, I used dirt. I love this little pathing right here. I did this outside of Diana's house. Diana had a really great view of the whole central area, and I went to go say hi to her. I don't even remember teaching her that, yo chick. So that is a call out to my Pokemon Go named Copper Chick. Alright, let's just do the view again. It's a nice little view. I like it. I like this area. I miss this area. Alright, ooh, my favorite villager. So Lucha was my original smug villager. I never let him leave. He was there the entire time I had this island. This area right here, I absolutely loved. It was this little stream area that ended at a pond. But you know what? Today, I think I could probably do better with this pond based on what I'm doing on Unicorn 8, my national park. Up there was a little train set area and some waterfalls. I had a few of the villagers here. And I really liked this upper area here. See, it had this little stream coming down into several waterfalls. But I really couldn't fit it into the island, even though I really loved it. It was up just a little bit out of place, and maybe you will agree, although I have to say that the villagers, especially Zucker, really like to fish at the base of it. I was always finding him there. So this is what that looks like. That's where I'm at. You can see that there are 4 villager houses here. I got stuck there for a second. That one right there is Lucha. He got the end lot. All right, and then we come this way, and it was kind of like a hodgepodge. Like, again, I wasn't sure what to do with the area except for right here. This public park, you can see where I'm at right there. I really liked it. So, I'm kind of doing the same kind of thing with my national park, but everything around it, it was just kind of thrown in. I didn't really have a plan. I did have Stonehenge right there. You see Stonehenge? And then that was like along this little river area. So there I am in the river area. You can see the houses all around me. All right, so there is me. Cute little me. Look at that outfit. My name was Gardevoir after the Pokemon, and of course I told people not to miss Amethyst Canyon. I also really liked this setup here. Here we are with the museum. and I had the fountain in there. I was never very good at putting fountains in like center courtyard areas, and this was probably my best attempt. But you can see I have different pathings there that I don't have anywhere else. This area I love. This was like me putting in a place to stroll in the trees. I really like this area. I spent a lot of time on it actually. Had the really nice view of the river, and then you went through this gazebo, and then you were back in the villager area, and I had the street lined with trees. Again, I could never really figure out what to do with this area, but I did have three of the villager houses there. There was one there where the rose garden is, but I removed it. All right, so this was my canyon that nobody understood. It was Dead Horse Point, which is, if you look it up, if you search on the internet for Dead Horse Point, you'll know what I'm talking about. And you'll be like, oh my gosh, that really does look like Dead Horse Point. But I don't think anybody that ever watched me ever knew what that was. So if I were to do this again, I would probably change this a little bit, but you can see where I'm at here. And behind me there, I had some dinosaurs on top of an area with a waterfall coming down. Had this really nice little area over here, if I can get through with the chair. And you can sit and relax with the sounds of the waterfall. I always loved this area. So that's where I'm at right there. You can see all the waterfalls in front of me. All right, and then we're gonna continue up to the upper level. And my idea with the upper level was always, this was like a walk through the woods. All right, so there's the dinosaur area with the waterfall there that I'm showing you. All right, so my secret beach was there. And then we're gonna continue up the steps. And then we're in the hike in the woods area. So you can see I'm now on the highest level. It's the entire back section of my island. Unfortunately, I didn't make it wide enough to put enough trees in there to make it so that the whole way you're walking through a forest, right? So I'd probably want to fix that too a little bit. But here I am. I'm kind of at the edge of the waterfall. We'll get back to the waterfall. A lot of people have seen the waterfall. I've never been able to create something that I liked so much. All right, then we come back here, and this is the campsite. And we got some waterfalls here. It starts up here because, you can't have water come from nowhere, right? It's got to come from somewhere. So you can't just have a waterfall. And I created like a little pond up here. So this is like the beginning of the water. And I had a campground there with a picnic table, some vegetables. I had this cute little, there was my house, by the way. I had this cute little picnic area set up over here. I really loved it. I loved this space. Yeah, you couldn't really do anything else up here. It was just for looks. All right, then you cross the bridge. I had this cool little bike there. Makes me want to, ride my bike there. Show you where I'm at. So we're like in the far left end. My house is the farthest. And then you come down here, and this was one of the last things that I did. I created a rock garden in a hedge maze. And I really enjoyed doing this. But this was pretty much towards the end. And then you come out of there and you're in my house. I'm not going to go into my house. That's not important, but here we are. That's where my house is. Now, the problem is when people would come to tour my island, they would always come this way, which is fine because they saw that cool volleyball court, the sand volleyball court. But I put a sign there, like telling people, stay away, don't go that way. And they always went that way. So I put several things in here to kind of discourage them from going to my house. Because, they'd open up the map and say, oh, there's her house. I got to go look at it. So I even put a sign there, like, go that way, go to the right. And then we had the store over here, and I used to have a Zen garden here, and I didn't want to move the bridge, so I just incorporated it into kind of like a view area. And then up here, this was my favorite area of the island. I just absolutely love this area. So we have, here's like, I'm kind of in the middle of the lefternmost area here. And then you go over the bridge and you're at the trailhead. So I guess I can't get over there, right? Take a peek again to where I'm at. All right, let's go back. So I'm at the trailhead. You go over the bridge. And now you are in Amethyst Canyon. So this right here is the start of Amethyst Canyon. And this is what I tried to recreate kind of on my newest island, but it just didn't look the same there. I used to have like a bench up there, and then I changed it out to that little picnic area. But it has the best view I have ever created in Animal Crossing. And you have to realize I had this island for several years. You know, so I had a lot of time to perfect it. Although, you know, now I know how to glitch trees. So I could probably make it even better than this if I were to do it again. Heck was my last villager. Pretty much I got him, and then like, I don't know, a month later, I reset my island. So the poor guy, he didn't get much time, but he's still enjoying the dream address. Oh, love that waterfall. And then here we come back, we're on the other side of the Dead Horse Point, which nobody understood, so I did all like the dirt type path thing over here. And here, you see we're next to the museum right here. Oh, all right. Let's see, where else am I taking you here? All right. Now, you've noticed probably that I've been saying a lot, well, if I would do this again, I would do this. If I would do this again, I would do that. And I've been saying that a lot in this video. And the reason is because my secret project, I actually tricked you all. So I had wanted to do something like this before, but you know, you all wouldn't let me get rid of my goat island. And to do what I want to do, I have to get rid of my goat island. But don't worry, I'm not actually restarting it. I'm just going to level it and start over. And I am going to recreate Amethyst on my goat island. Now, if you see here all the houses, I really like the town area of my goat island, and I'm thinking of probably keeping that. This is Apollo right here. He had a really nice view, but you know, he has to be higher. He's got that dead tree because eagles like to nest in dead trees. But what I'm thinking of doing is possibly keeping the current villager area, because I have them all towards the beginning. Like, you know, you come off the airport and all the villagers' houses are right there. And then you got this area right here. And I'm thinking of keeping that. Here we have, this is Genji's house. So right now, I plan to get rid of the whole back of the map, the whole left side of the map. So essentially the same type of area that I have for my current Julian Unicorn 8 island. You know, I have Julian over there, and I have Savannah over there, and Cherry is over there. That is where this area right here, that is where this area is. So I think I'm going to add this in. I'm going to add that whole area in, but I'll figure out a different purpose for it. And what I'm going to do with this is, and I've already started, by the way, I'm going to make it a series. This isn't going to be easy. And I actually created a video of me making that canyon amethyst because I created it again when I started my channel. This is the video of me creating Dead Horse Point. I have this all recorded. All right, and then next, I also recorded rebuilding Amethyst Canyon. This is from it. I've turned off the sound because I had music and I'd rather not credit them again. But I actually have a long version and a short version. So what I'm going to do in a series of videos, and honestly I have no clue how long this is going to take me because this is going to be a lot of work. I'm going to use these videos to recreate most of my island amethyst. I'm not going to recreate it all. As I said, I'm going to leave the villager area the way it is. For now, I'm not going to move them. But everything else, I am going to recreate my old island amethyst. That is my challenge. And I would like to challenge all of you to do this with me. I happened to mention it to April Honey. Her first island was also called Amethyst, and she was like, that is a great idea. I would love to do it. So that is my challenge to all of you. All right, so look for videos in the future. I am going to use these videos to rebuild the topography of my island, and then I'm going to use the dream address to repopulate everything the way it was, down to every flower, every lamp, every tree. That is my goal. Can I do it? How long will it take me? Will you watch all of the videos? Are you going to be mad at me for sort of getting rid of the goat island? Don't worry, the goats aren't going anywhere. They're still there. All right, well, thank you for watching, and keep an eye out for the episodes.